Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about Donald Trump and his letter to White House's Speaker. Don't forget subscribe my channel and like the video. Now, let's start.
And that is why tonight I stand before you to officially launch my campaign for a second term as President of the United States.
Trump was born and raised in the New York City borough of Queens and received a bachelor's degree in economics from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. He took charge of his family's real estate business in 1971, renamed it the Trump Organization, and expanded its operations from Queens and Brooklyn into Manhattan. The company built or renovated skyscrapers, hotels, casinos, and golf courses. Trump later started various side ventures, mostly by licensing his name. He owned the Miss Universe and Miss USA beauty pageants from 1996 to 2015, and produced and hosted The Apprentice, a reality television show, from 2003 to 2015. Forbes estimates his net worth to be $3.1 billion. Trump entered the 2016 presidential race as a Republican and defeated 16 other candidates in the primaries. His political positions have been described as populist, protectionist, and nationalist. Despite being disfavored in most forecasts, he was elected in a surprise victory over Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. Although he lost the popular vote, B, he became the oldest first-term U.S. president, C, and the first without prior military or government service. His election and policies have sparked numerous protests. Trump has made many false or misleading statements during his campaign and presidency. The statements have been documented by fact-checkers, and the media have widely described the phenomenon as unprecedented in American politics. Many of his comments and actions have also been characterized as racially charged or racist. During his presidency, Trump ordered a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, citing security concerns. After legal challenges, the Supreme Court upheld the policy's third revision. He enacted a tax cut package for individuals and businesses, rescinding the individual health insurance mandate. He appointed Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. In foreign policy, Trump has pursued an America First agenda, withdrawing the U.S. from the Trans-Pacific Partnership trade negotiations, the Paris Agreement on climate change, and the Iran nuclear deal. He recognized Jerusalem was the capital of Israel, imposed import tariffs triggering a trade war with China, and started negotiations with North Korea for their denuclearization. A special counsel investigation led by Robert Mueller found that Trump and his campaign welcomed and encouraged Russian foreign interference in the 2016 presidential election under the belief that it would be politically advantageous, but did not find sufficient evidence to press charges of criminal conspiracy or coordination, D, with Russia. Mueller also investigated Trump for obstruction of justice, and his report neither indicted nor exonerated Trump on that score. A 2019 House impeachment inquiry found that in the Trump-Ukraine scandal, Trump solicited foreign interference in the 2020 U.S. presidential election to help his re-election bid, and then obstructed the inquiry itself. The inquiry reported that Trump withheld military aid and a White House invitation in order to influence Ukraine to announce investigations into Trump's political rivals. On December 13, 2019, the House Judiciary Committee approved 2 articles of impeachment, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The articles will go to the full House of Representatives for a vote. Donald Trump has some words for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the congressional Democrats on the eve of his impeachment. Over 6 pages, on White House letterhead, the president piles adjectives like hordes of wood, fires rhetorical fusillades in all directions, and invokes the judgment of the American people, the nation's founding fathers, and history itself. It's a presidential airing of grievances 6 days before Festivus, that mythical rage-fueled holiday immortalized by the TV show Seinfeld. Here are 5 choice lines from a president whose capacity for the extraordinary and unprecedented is ever expanding. You have cheapened the importance of the very ugly word, impeachment. Donald Trump's defenders have warned that Democrats are lowering the bar for impeachment and inviting a future in which the process is used by House majorities to bully and bedevil a president of an opposing party. That's the gist of what Trump is saying here, although suggesting one can cheapen an already ugly word is an interesting take. Even worse than offending the Founding Fathers, you are offending Americans of faith by continually saying "I pray for the president," when you know this statement is not true, unless it is meant in the negative sense. Nancy Pelosi's temper flared a few weeks ago when a conservative journalist suggested that she hated the president. The House Speaker, a practicing Catholic, has frequently referred to her faith as a guide and said that, while she is acting against the president's interests, she does so with remorse, not vindictiveness. Trump, who rarely practices and seldom talks of his religion, wants everyone to know he thinks Pelosi's assertions are bunk. You are turning a policy disagreement between two branches of government into an impeachable offense. It is no more legitimate than the executive branch charging members of Congress with crimes for lawful exercise of legislative power. This sounds like a threat. Is it a threat? The process of impeachment was designed by the American founders to be a component of the checks and balances system that created tension between the executive and legislative branches of government. The third branch, the judiciary, will have its own role to play, as the Chief Justice oversees a presidential trial in the Senate following impeachment. The founders left the grounds for what constituted an impeachable offense relatively open and undefined. It is what a majority of the House says it is, and its legitimacy is derived from the will of that majority. You know full well that Vice President Joe Biden used his office and $1 billion of U.S. aid money to coerce Ukraine into firing the prosecutor who was digging into the company paying his son millions of dollars, while Biden, now a Democratic candidate for president, did pressure Ukraine to fire its top prosecutor and even bragged about it in the video Trump references. The prosecutor was not actively investigating the company on whose board Biden's son served. What's more, Biden was acting at the behest of the Obama administration, other Western governments and Ukrainian government reformers, who viewed the prosecutor as corrupt. Biden has been criticized for an appearance of a conflict of interest because of his son's Ukraine ties. There has been no evidence of misconduct by the then vice president. I write this letter to you for the purpose of history and to put my thoughts on a permanent and indelible record. 100 years from now, when people look back at this affair, I want them to understand it and learn from it, so that it can never happen to another president again. The last few pages of Trump's letters are a collection of allegations against Democrats, the FBI and the impeachment process, along with a 214-word sentence boasting of his presidential accomplishments. His concluding lines, however, reveal the reason for this most unorthodox letter. At the White House on Tuesday, President Trump said that impeachment was a disgrace and a mark on our country. With his 6-page letter, he sounds more concerned that it will be a mark on his presidency. The man who regularly heralds his 3 years in office as the greatest, the most successful, the most extraordinary reign of any American chief executive will now have to explain why he is only the third president to face a Senate trial with his tenure in office at stake.
Thank you, Florida.
James Thursday, ABC News, Orlando.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel and like the video.